Hello everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. So this evening I'm going to be cooking a Chinese steak and vegetable stir fry. It's very simple. Usually guys stick around, we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is a process called velveting the meat. So I've got some flank steak here that's cut up into little strips about like that. And what I've poured in the bowl here, and it's about roughly 1 3/4 to 2 pounds of meat. So inside the bowl, I took a tablespoon of the coconut liquid aminos and a tablespoon of some baking soda. And I poured it in with that meat, and I'm just gonna stir this around, get everything coated well. We're gonna cover this up, and then we're gonna let that sit for about 20 minutes. Then we're gonna put that in a colander and rinse it all off, and then just try to drain it the best we can. Okay, so I've got the meat rinsed off. So now what I've got is my wok sitting on here, and I've got it turned on high, and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. And I'm gonna let that get really hot, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that meat to that, and then we're just gonna fry it up real quick, probably 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. It's not gonna take very long, and then we're gonna get it out and we're gonna put it back in the bowl. So we're gonna let that get hot. As you can see, it's starting to smoke. So we're gonna go ahead and add our meat to that, and we're gonna start frying that up. I'll go ahead and wash this bowl because I'm gonna need it to put the meat back in. All right, so I'm just stirring this meat around, and we're gonna cook it, like I said, probably 3 to 5 minutes. We don't wanna cook it all the way through. Now, if you guys have never done the velveting process on the meat, if you want that restaurant style meat texture, then you need to do that process. It's real important. I do have directions on a post on my page. You can probably scroll down and find that. It tells you exactly how to do that. And all it is a tenderizing. It's a tenderizer. It's just keeping your meat tender throughout the cooking process. That way it doesn't get chewy and tough on you. So I'm gonna finish cooking that meat, and then we'll get it transferred over to the bowl here. All right, I got the meat out, got it set in the bowl over here. So I've still got oil in here. I've got it on, turned it down to a medium low. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a tablespoon of chopped garlic. And we're just gonna give that a quick cooking right there, probably about a minute. Now what I'm gonna add is an 8-ounce bag of sugar snap peas. I've just rinsed these off, drained them the best I could. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in. We'll start sauteing these up. I gave those peas about 5 to 7 minutes of cook time. You don't want to cook these down to they're soggy. So now I'm going to add the rest of my vegetables. So what I've done is I've cut up 1 large onion into pieces about like that. 1 head of broccoli into small pieces. 2 green peppers. And 2 red peppers about that size right there. So we're going to go ahead and add that. We're going to start sauteing that for several minutes and just kind of let this cook down a little bit. On this recipe like this right here, you don't want your vegetables to overcook and start getting soggy. You want these kind of crunchy inside that sauce. So you'll have to be the judge of that. I'm cooking this on a medium high right now. So we'll just keep stirring that around. All right, so I went ahead and sauteed these for about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the meat back in. We'll just stir that around with the vegetables there. Just kind of get that mixed in. And I'm gonna turn this up to about a medium to medium-high heat. Now what I'm gonna add is my sauce. I'm gonna be using P.F. Chang's teriyaki sauce. This is a 14-ounce bottle. So we're just gonna pour that whole bottle in there. And we're just basically gonna start stirring this around until it heats up. And then that'll thicken up. All right, so I've been stirring this for just a little bit. Now the trick to this is you wanna let that reduce down until it's thick and it kind of starts sticking to everything. You don't want it real runny. So just let it cook until it gets real sticky. All right, let's go ahead and make our plate. So I just went ahead and put a little bit of rice down. Will give us a good little helping of the stir fry. Tell you what, that right there is gonna be delicious. And let's just go ahead and add us a little egg roll right there with it. I'm gonna go ahead and top that off with a little bit of sesame seed. And there you have it. An easy recipe for Chinese steak and vegetable stir fry. Delicious. Vegetables are just right. They're still crunchy and not overcooked. You guys definitely have to try this. It's an easy recipe. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and God bless.